opinions on live tells. I can't remember the exact details, but it was a good listen. And again, this is Nick and Doug, huge pros with a lot of experience and a lot of winnings. And they were talking about how they had different different opinions as to the value of them. So again, I think there's more than one way to skin a cat.
Absolutely. And some people are gonna. I don't know. I'm just not skilled at them, so I don't put a lot of weight in them. Dennis under the gun, opening the 2-5s here. The live 40 is still on. Mark declines. This is one of the first times I've seen him just call an open.
He's been because he's been very, very aggressive tonight. Yeah, he hasn't 3-bet here.
Granted, the 40 hasn't been on the last couple times, so pot's already relatively big in size. The 3-bet comes from the button instead with the king-queen offsuit.
Mike's in a lot of trouble with this hand. He has to win here with the 3-bet, right?
I can't imagine he's going to pick it
I'm
up.
really curious what Mark's going to do here because we've seen some tough plays out of Mark, and I mean, he could quite easily think that this is a squeeze out of Mike.
Yeah, Dennis could do anything, and then there's no way Mike wins this pre-flop.
But Dennis is do you think that Mike thinks because Dennis has folded some 3-bet hands pre-flop with to 3-bets that he can just take Dennis off the hand, and if he takes Dennis off the hand, then Mark is probably going to fold too, right?
Yeah, I mean, like the strongest hand's always normally going to be the guy that opens, the guy in between. It's a perfect squeeze play, but they're all aware it's a perfect squeeze play at the same time and might want to play back at that. Maybe 2-5s is the best hand. It happens to be here. I think Dennis is making a serious consideration to put a 4-bet in here.
And it would be a great idea to put a 4-bet in here. And the thing is, like, he might be thinking that Mark and Mike have each other's outs.
All right, guys, here's my predictions. I think we're going to see a fold out of Dennis, and I think we're going to see a raise out of Mark.
Very possible.
That's just my guess. I don't know if that's.
I think Dennis really wants to just rip.
I like Dennis's skull.
That is cool. I didn't see that before. Declines.
Does he hope that Mark folds so he doesn't have to see a flop here?
Yeah. Mark's got a pretty well disguised.
Guys, I'm not going to lie. This is my favorite hand to watch of the night so far.
Yeah.
I mean, this is because this is high level play between these two. I mean, these two guys are.
Yeah.
There he goes. He rips it in.
Yeah. Great play by Mark.
Back raise.
There's no way that Mikey thinks the king queen's here good here anymore.
That's
right?
a phenomenal play by Mark.
It is. And it's putting Mikey all in, right?
It's a phenomenal play since Mike doesn't have the 2 kings here,
right.
which he very well could. But I am a fan of the 4-bet here. He's got a way underrepresented hand. He knows that Mike knows that. And are you really just gonna
if nothing
fold
else,
ace queen?
If nothing else, I guessed one right in the action here.
There you go.
Yeah. I wonder what Mike's thinking right here. Is he thinking he's being squeezed now, right?
I think he's thinking, I could have just taken a flop.
Exactly. Yeah, for sure. I think we've all been in that situation before where you raise maybe a little light and you're like, okay, what did I get myself into? I wish we had one of those little bubbles above his head so we could see what he's thinking, like in the cartoons, like, He's probably going to fold here, though, right? Or does he?
King Queen's a hard hand to just call it all off with. I mean, even if you think your opponent's light, he could easily have the.
Yeah, I mean, he's really got to think.
Even if he has a hand like 8s or 9s,
yeah,
you're hoping
that for a coin flip. You're hoping for a 60-40 at
and
best.
then with Mark tanking, I mean, with Dennis tanking there, you might think that Dennis had a hand which might have your outs in it also. You know, like Dennis could have folded a hand with like.
But if you're Mikey in this spot. You did see Mark just limp when or call Dennis's open.
Yeah,
right.
So it is going through his mind. Does he have anything at all?
But would Mark would have?
Oh, he called him.
He just put the money.
Yes, he did. Mark would have called him there with a pair of jacks, though, right?
It's a pot of the night for sure.
Are they going to run it twice here?
Pretty good chance they do, I would say.
Yeah, we do allow you to run it twice in our 5, 10, and bigger games.
We got almost a $5,000 pot here.
No improvement. Mark's still ahead. 9 on the river.
Nice
they run it once, and
Mark did an excellent job of disguising.
He did. He really did. I think, like, what hands, though, other than ace queen, could Mark have done that with? Like, would he have done it with, like, 10s or 9s or jacks or something like that? Flat, try and play a small pot? Well, actually,
he could do it with
Dennis raised. Did Mark re-raise or
No. It goes Dennis opens. Mark just calls with ace queen, and then Mike 3-bets it. So it looks like a lot of the time that Mark's going to have a weaker hand than he ended
Right.
up having.
Yeah.
So it looks, but it's one of those spots where you can talk yourself into, oh, well, maybe he really doesn't have a hand here. Maybe King Queen is crushing him because he's got Queen 10 and is just trying to pick this up.
Does he put him on a small medium pair there? Maybe.
Maybe think
know.
he's
After
racing.
calls.
I mean, and with the $500, when he puts $500 in pre-flop, he's probably thinking maybe he's committed there, right?